algebra students. Mr. Lawrence here with your flipped lesson, and we're going to go over some factoring trinomial problems. There's three different types of trinomials we know how to do. One type where the lead coefficient is 1. Another type where we have a perfect square trinomial. And the third type where it's neither of those, and we turn it into a grouping problem. So let's get down to it. Number 1 is a trinomial. I'm checking for a GCF. I don't see one, but the lead coefficient is a 1. So this is an easy one. I'm going to list the factors of 36. All right, so 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. And there we go. I'm done. Now, since there's a plus in the back, I'm going to add to get 12. But remember, it's the Wendy's double stack, so they'll both be negative. Yeah, so how am I going to get 12? Oh, no, I can't do this one, Mr. Lawrence, you silly goose. You made a mistake. Oh, no, I can do this one. It's a negative 6 and a negative 6. That would give me a negative 12, wouldn't it? And you know what? I did make a mistake because this is actually a perfect square trinomial, which I did not intend it to be. So I'll tell you what, we're going to eliminate one of the perfect square trinomials. There we go. So I'm going to do a slightly odd order. Since I did a perfect square trinomial first, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the other perfect square trinomial, which is problem number 3. It's a trinomial. I check for the GCF. I don't see one. I'm going to perfect square. Square root is 2x. I notice that 9 is a perfect square. 3. 9. Hold on a second. Hopefully you didn't see that. I made another mistake, but I corrected it right away. All right, I take the square roots and I multiply them together, and then I double it. And look, it matches 12. 3 times 2x is 6x. Doubled is 12x. This is going to be a simple problem. I'm going to have a 2x 3 in the one quantity and a 2x 3 in the other quantity. I've got a plus in the back. It's the Wendy's double stack, and I make them both negative. All right, there we go. Now we're going to do the trinomials with the lead coefficient of 1. So we'll do problems 2 and 4. All right, x squared minus 6x minus 27, problem number 2. No GCF, lead coefficient is 1. I'm going to list the factors of 27. 1 and 27, 3 and 9, and I think that's it. Now, since there's a negative here, I'm going to subtract. I need to subtract 2 numbers. I need a subtraction problem using 2 of these numbers that'll turn into 6. Well, 3 and 9, of course, right? Question is, which one's negative? Look to the middle sign. The middle one's got to be negative. So I'm going to have 3 minus 9, negative 6. So this is how this factors. Quantity of x plus a 3 and the quantity of x minus a 9. And there you go. Okay, number 4, same type of problem. It's a trinomial. Lead coefficient's 1. There's no GCF. List the factors of 33. 1 and 33, 3 and 11, and I think that's it. I don't think anything else goes into 33 evenly. So there's a plus in the back. I'm going to add 2 of these factors to get 14. Well, I have to do 3 plus 11. So I'm going to have an x. I'm going to have a 3, an 11, and they're both positive. Remember, plus in the back is the Wendy's double stack. They're both positive. And there you go. So far we've factored the perfect square trinomial. Square root of that was x. Square root of that was 6. Use the sign in the middle, x minus 6, x minus 6. We've also factored trinomials with a lead coefficient of 1 that aren't perfect square trinomials. Now let's go over the newest type, the one that's probably the most challenging. Okay, number 5, no GCF. Lead coefficient's not 1. I'm going to multiply 6 times 5. Get 30. List the factors of 30. Let's see, 3 and 10, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. This is subtraction. I'm going to subtract to get negative 7. And remember, the larger of the 2 factors will get this sign right here. So I know 10 minus 3 is 7. I know I'm going to use 3 and 10. Well, this middle one is negative. There we go. So I'm going to rewrite this problem as 6x squared, and then I'm going to break this down, plus 3x minus 10x minus 5. So I'm going to group, and I'm going to look for a GCF. Looks like it's going to be a 3x and a 3x. 3x will be out front, and there will be a 2x plus a 1. And here they're both negative, so my GCF, I'm going to pull out a negative 5. So I'm going to have minus 5 times the quantity of 2x plus 1. And so I'll get 2x plus 1 and 3x minus 5. And there you go. Okay, last problem for the video. We're going to do 14 times 4, which is 56. I'm going to list the factors of 56. 2 and 28, 3 doesn't go in, 4 should go in 14 times, 5 won't go in, 6 won't go in, 7 and 8 will go in. All right, I need to subtract 2 of these factors to get negative 1. How about a 7 minus 8? And notice the larger the factors gets the sign from the middle. So I rewrite this as 14x squared. And I think I'm going to put the 7 with it, plus 7x minus 8x minus 4. I'm going to do my grouping thing. Grab that sign. And I am going to GCF a 7x out. Okay, I'm going to get a 7x. It's a quantity of 2x plus 1. And then here I'm going to GCF out a negative 4. Okay, the negative 4, and I'm going to get a 2x plus a 1, and that of course gets me a 2x plus 1 in a quantity times the quantity of 7x minus 4, and we are done. All right, Minister Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.